Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live with the Pricing Lady. I'm Janine Liston, your hostess. This show is all about helping you get better at pricing in your business. I work with small business owners to help them build the right pricing strategy so they can confidently charge for the value they deliver. I was going to say communicate, but charge and communicate the value they deliver. Welcome, everyone, and welcome to my guest this week, Miss Brenda Dempsey. Hello, Brenda.
Hi, Janine. I'm so delighted to be here, and we've had so much fun already.
Yeah, we started off with a little bit of a technical challenge, but we got through it. And now we are powering on through. So, to those of you who are watching us live, welcome to the show. Be sure to say hello in the comments if you're here. And as we go through this, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in there, and I will try to get to them during the show. If not, one of us will answer your question afterwards. So, Brenda, why don't we start by having you introduce yourself?
So, I'm Brenda Dempsey. I'm a publisher. I'm an international best-selling author, and I'm a master coach. And all of these three things are perfect for me as a publisher because I understand the author's journey. I understand what we call beyond your book. So how to create a business around your book so that you can make an impact. And we love the idea of making an impact on a global stage. So that's who I am. We are just a new publishing house since June 22nd, 2020. So we are born out of lockdown. So there's always great opportunity in adversity. And when a door presents itself to you, then you know what? You just push it and you walk right through. And for us, we are just going from strength to strength to strength. Inside 6 months, I have 20 authors and we are growing rapidly.
Excellent. Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations. So, everyone, today on the show, we're going to talk about the three publishing types and how it affects the price of your book. Before we dig into that, I have a few other questions for Brendan. The first one is, how did you get into publishing and what was the first book that you published?
So, people knew that I had written books and I had written 2 anthologies. I'd been in many anthologies. So lots of people knew that I was involved in the world of books. And then I had a great opportunity about 2 years ago to work alongside my publisher because we just hit it off and he knew the business mind I had and the fact that I was a coach plus an educational specialist because I was a teacher for 25 years. So in terms of children's books, who better to advise his authors than myself on, you know, the language choice, layout, and age group for the stories. Because quite often children's authors are so enthusiastic, but there's a huge mismatch between illustrations, the concepts, the vocabulary, the reading ages. So I thought, this is great, why not? And I was still building my own coaching business, but I loved the world of books more than I had thought, but I'd taught English, so why would I be surprised? I don't know, but I was. So, of course, that was just geeing along nicely. I didn't have any big vision. And then COVID came. So at that time, I'd gone to Dubai and my daughter had had a baby this time last year. And then when I came back, everybody was being furloughed. I was no longer doing any work with the publisher. He really streamlined his business for all sorts of reasons. And then I was meeting other people and going, can you help me write my book? And I thought, oh, I'm not a ghostwriter. And I thought, could I ghostwrite? Maybe. So anyway, to cut a long story short, people were approaching me. So I said yes, because I say yes a lot. And then they go, can you publish my book? And I thought, well, I'm not a publisher. But as I said, all this other stuff was going on around about me. And I'd had 2 years working in the publishing world. So I knew quite a lot. Being a teacher, I picked things up very rapidly. So I knew a lot, enough to get me started. And chance would have it that the 2 ladies who are my right and left hand man or woman were able to come and join me. So it was like just out of the blue, I phoned them up and I went, maybe we talk about starting our own business. Do you think we could do that? And they went, let's have a chat and see what happens. And voila, 20 authors now, and that we launched on 22nd of June. So birth of a baby nearly, you know.
Good.
So that's how I got into publishing.
Yeah, fantastic. That's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Now, when it comes to publishing, you said there are 3 types of publishing. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So there's 2 main types of publishing. So you've got your traditional publishing, so the big boys, you know, Bloomsbury, Penguin, and they have the lion's share of the market. But to have a book published by a traditional publisher is absolutely crazy. So, for example, we have it in good authority that book agents, and you've got to have a book agent because there's lots of gatekeepers to get to a publisher in the first instance. So a book agent might have 1,000 manuscripts sent to them in a year and be lucky if 3 or 4 of them turn into a book that's published by a top publishing house. So that is a very tough road to go down. Everything's possible because I believe in all possibilities, but the likelihoods, the chances are like 1 in, I don't know, many million. So everybody wants to get the book published like that and be in the bookstores, but I'll be talking a wee bit more about that. Then you go to the other end and you have indie publishing, self-publishing, where Amazon, the conglomerate of, you know, publishing, the biggest shop in the world, opened up their doors with Lulu, although it's not all there now, it's all changed, and bringing on Kindle, allowed people to publish their own books. So, but that's like me going to the doctors and going into an operating theatre and going, I'm going to fix this leg or this brain, thinking I can and fix this person's leg when I'm not a publisher or no experience. But of course, there is a place for self-publishing. I wouldn't knock self-publishing. There's a place for self-publishing. So that's right at the other end. So when you've got the big bucks here, you can publish a book, I don't know, less than $1,000, $1,000 or less. And so it made it very affordable for lots of people to become authors. So for me, if you want to be an author of a book, just to say you're an author, self-publishing is the place to go. But if you are a serious entrepreneur, a speaker, or someone who's serious about authorship, then you want to be looking at, some people call it hybrid publishing. We call it partnership publishing that is professional. Partnership publishing. Because we believe in the beauty of collaboration, because our values are integrity. So we do what we say, who we are, we're authentic, we're real. Collaboration, we hold your hand every step of the way. We're transparent, you know absolutely everything. And we're reliable, because in this world of publishing, there are those out there who are not who they say they are, and they take people's money. And I'm not just talking about $1,000 or $2,000. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars, and people are handing over that money, and they are being highly let down. So, having been a teacher for 25 years, when I'm driven by integrity, I thought, no, we're going to be different. We're going to be different because we are going to do exactly what it says in the tin. You know, Ron Seal is, I don't know if you, so we definitely have that advert here. So that's where there's a payment involved for our services. And it's a very affordable. It's not extortionate. I was speaking to someone in America who paid $40,000 to have their book published with no marketing and PR. So we decided we can do marketing and PR included, because we've got know-how, we've been doing it, I've got experience of it. So we can include all of these things in it. So partnership publishing is where, so we give the professional finish and quality of the big boys, the traditional publishers, but we fill the gap that's missing so much in self-publishing. So that's the 3 types of publishing. Traditional,
traditional,
and self-publishing.
Exactly. Okay, good. And because we're here to talk well about pricing, I'm curious, how does the type of publishing that you choose impact the pricing of your book?
So let's go back to
Or does it? Maybe it doesn't.
It does. Lots of things impact on the price of a book. And that's the thing. People just think they can pluck a figure out of the air and go, I'm going to sell my book for £10 or $10, right? 10 euros, whatever. But it's not as simple as that. So obviously the traditional publishers, they are ordering in bulk. They're ordering overseas, i.e. China. So they can get books printed at like 20p a copy, 40p a copy, and they can sell them for, $10, $15, $20, $30. So they have marketing plans, they have all these salespeople. So they know that they can be guaranteed if an author's got to sell, let's say 100,000 books, right? That they can do that. And also they can undercut self-publishing and my type of publishing. So because they're buying books at 20p, whereas we might be paying £2 for the cost, right? For the and I'll tell you about that, how that works as well. So therefore they can sell books at sorry, I'm in the UK, so I'm going to speak in mine. So let's say they can do books at, like, say £7.99, whereas a self-publishing or a partnership publisher might sell it at £12.99. But there's other considerations. Of course, the traditional publishers are using quality paper, quality covers, high artistic covers, and that in itself is another discussion. And then, so that's them. So they order in bulk. They can undercut authors. And they can undercut the cost of books for their own profits, right? Because it's in their pockets. They want to recoup any advances they've given to their authors. So if you go to self-publishing, well, it's like I said, what do they know? They don't. So some self-publishers will research. Others will just go, well, what do I do now? And they'll be like just plucking out of the air. So the gambit of experience in self-publishing and know-how is huge. The gap's massive. So, and then they're not maybe having to think of things like, when it comes to the cost of a book, the finishing on the book, the quality of the paper you're using, the gram weight of the book, the finishing of the front cover. They're not looking at the number of pages. They're not looking at the size of the book. All of these things are taken into account when you price a book. So you have to look at what are the production costs of a book. So therefore, people who are self-publishing will either overcharge or undercharge, so they're going to lose money, or they're not going to make money because people won't buy it because it's too much.
But do people really try to make money on a book? This is a question I've always had. I mean, are they really trying to earn an income from the book, or are they using it as a means to an end? Yeah,
it's a means to, well, are you writing fiction or are you writing non-fiction? It can be a means to an end. You can make money. Obviously, J.K. Rowling's made millions, but of course, it's all the other stuff that goes with it. And so you're not going to have a great lifestyle from the sales of the book, but being an author opens so many doors.
Well, that's what I mean by a means to an end, right?
Yeah. But if you look at, some people are looking for a quality book, and some people who are avid readers just want book after book after book after book. They just consume book after book. They're not maybe so taken aback by the quality of the book, because they print on demand. So for example, let me explain this to you. So let's go to £10 because it's easy. So Amazon will take at least 60% of that, your £10 or $10. That leaves $4. The printing cost of your book should be around the 20%. So that gives another 20%. You're left with 20%. But actually, by the time there's a few other things come off, you're lucky if you're making. So right now, some of my authors on Amazon are making 12, 13% profit on their book. Not good. So
Well,
it's not
but
about
that doesn't
making
surprise me.
money.
Yeah. It
So
doesn't surprise me because it to me, oftentimes, I look at the price of the book and I'm like, okay, is this person using this as a means of being, what's the word for it? Now I'm losing the word for it. For social proof, sort of, that they're the expert, or are they using it, because they love to write novels, or they've always wanted to have, a book about them and be able to tell their story? How are they using it in the context of their overall business, if that's what it is? And if it's not a business, then obviously it's usually something either geared towards, another aspect of their career, or just because they're an author and that's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're exactly right. There's many reasons why people write a book and what the purpose is. So this is not quite to do with pricing, but before we do anything with a book, we take people right back to a foundation, because for us, we talk about beyond your book. So for us, we take people back to values, vision, and mission. That's where we start. Every book, every business, every program you sell should have values, vision, and mission attached to it, because it's about digging deep on those foundations. Because if you're doing a skyscraper, you've not got 6-foot foundations, have you? So if you want to create a book that's a legacy, that's going to absolutely catapult you into the stratosphere, you need to make sure you've got all those basic and deep, not just fundamental, but deep questions, so that when you're in an interview as an author, you know those answers like that. It's inbred in you. It's part of who you are, So so you might get a bit of that with traditional publishing, but you're not going to get any of that with self-publishing. So most books only sell 100 copies. That's the average.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's not writing the book that's issue. It's the marketing and PR. So
Interesting.
that right? So that's why with us, it's a partnership publishing. We're holding your hand. So we start marketing.
And does that affect what you can charge for the book? In terms of if you have more marketing?
It still goes. Oh, the marketing? No, the marketing's not got anything to do with the price of the book. The price of the book's all around the production costs. It's about the size, quality of paper. It's about.
So it's not related to the value at all that the book brings.
Not really, just a couple of pounds here and there, possibly. So for me, I will consider that. So, for example, we might think, oh, this book will be $12.99, but by the time I've gone through a journey with an author, I'll go, oh, wait a minute here, no, this book's going to be $15.99 because of the value that's in that. So there will be a small amount of a small percentage that you can then use to increase. Well, I know we certainly do. I can't speak for other publishers, but certainly the value that a book will bring can influence. But it's not, I would say it would influence the price rather than, be more sort of mathematical about it, like I've said, in terms of the gram weight of the paper, the quality of the paper. So for example, front covers, you could get somebody to do your front cover for £30-50, or you could pay £1,000 if you get an artist to do it. So we've been finding that out recently, because we've been extending out to artwork. It's not just digital, it's an artist actually creating, and it's hours and hours involved, and obviously their talent can skyrocket the price of your cover. But that again wouldn't influence hugely. I wouldn't go, oh, we're going to sell this book at $12.99. Oh no, because we've got this wonderful art cover, let's charge $20.99. No, it wouldn't quite work like that, But it's looking at the investment. And we look at return of investment. So how many books you need to sell to get for what the investment is for us. So we're very transparent with our authors what it takes. So if you're an author with a series about their book, selling 400 or 500 copies is not a lot of copies to sell, particularly as lockdown comes out and we get back out there and we're on the road again.
Well, and if you're only, sorry about that. If you're only making £4 or £5 a book, in profit, then 4 or 5 copies is not not going to get you too far, right?
So here's the thing with us. So with a traditional publisher, they do advancements and things like that, and then royalties are only like 10%, 15%, very low, because they're keeping all the royalties. But with us, after the print cost and after the print cost, therefore the author will keep all that profit. So for example, let's say a book, let's go to £10 because it's easy math. So a book at £10, let's say it's £2.50 or £2 even to print, they will make £8. So guess what? We advocate that authors sell books via the website, because you don't want to undercut that. There'll be value. So there's enhanced value. So they might give a free download of something, maybe they might do say somebody's doing a self-help book and it's meditation. They might have a free download of a meditation. They might have a workbook that goes with it. So Amazon will never be able to do that. Yes, they might charge your book at £7 or £8.99, but you as an author maintain the pricing of your book, but you add value. Of course, at your birthday and at certain times of year, we've just had International Women's Day. You know, I've got an author who's just gone out and she sold way more books because she cut the price because it was her birthday, but then she offered more, you know. So with a book, there's so many marketing ploys you can use to actually sell your book, you know.
Okay.
So therefore, so pricing has got its formula, but then you can add £1, $1 or $2, base it, so it's for influencing in the quality of the book that you've just written.
Okay, very interesting. I have to say, it's not something that I've gotten into yet, so I have no experience there, but I do have quite a few colleagues who have gone through publishing their own book in different ways, and most of them found it much more difficult than they thought. So it's good to know. So we actually need to start wrapping this up here. So I have a couple last questions for you. So what is the one thing you'd like people to remember from our discussion today?
That you've got a choice. You have a choice with your book. So you can choose what best suits your needs. But it's about asking the right questions. If you want the right answers, you need to ask the right questions. I can't remember, somebody famous said that. I can't remember who it is at this point in time. So yeah, have a choice. Do your homework. Do your homework and investigate. Investigate the different options and see which one fits for you. Because it is an investment. And if you're an entrepreneur, speaker, or author, it's tax deductible. And as an investment, it's not cost. So therefore, you have to think seriously what you want from the book. You need to know why you're writing the book and who you're writing the book for and what's the expectation. Or not the expectation, don't like that word, sorry, the intention for the book.
Yeah. Okay. And I also like to ask people who've had their own businesses, what is the biggest pricing challenge that you've ever faced in your own efforts to price what you sell and offer?
So yes, so we, as a new business, we are going through a lot of that at the moment, I've got to say. So we started off really low cost, right? And we looked at every little thing. And
low price,
yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
I have to correct the semantics there.
Absolutely, sorry. We started off at a low price. And we soon realised we're not going to make a business here. We're not making any money, you know, but it's about building reputation and just getting those books behind you. And then we upped our pricing. And now that we see how well we're doing and the quality of the work that we're doing and what we're given, so looking at our competitors, I don't like that word, but just looking at, let's change that word, but just looking at other publishers, looking at other publishers, what they're doing, what they're offering, what they're charging, and we're like, wait a minute, we're giving 3 times more and charging less. So we're now at another juncture where just last night I was sitting gaining more clarity on what we're offering who that offers are for, who those ideal clients are,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can, because we're about a professional, high quality book,
Mm-hmm.
we're definitely not at the low end of $1,000. No, we're not there, or even $2,000. So we're kind of mid-priced. But even then, when I look at everything involved and I look at what else there is out there, and I look at what the value is, so that's what you have to keep in mind. I think, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's about the value of what you're given should influence the price. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, well, that's my feeling. Yeah. I mean, what people really get out of it is what's most important. And
But
that's
you
the
see,
value. Yeah.
and that's education, because I talk to a lot of people who want to come and work with us because they know how good we are and we hold them by the hand. But when you tell them the price, and I'm telling you, we're not high price, they go, oh, but I thought I could have got it for this. So somebody once told me to say to them, well, what do you want me to take out?
Well, I mean, and that's, I mean, you don't have to word it in exactly that way,
No, I
but
know, I'm being a bit
I
flippant.
mean,
That
that
was
is the point. It's, either they're looking for a solution, or they're looking for somebody to guide them along the way, or they're looking to get bits and pieces here and there, and you can give people options in the value. I'm sorry, we really need to wrap this up. This has been a wonderful conversation. Brenda, if someone would like to find out more about you, where can they find you?
So if they go to the website, www.bookbrilliancepublishing.com, you've got it here on the screen. They will be able to connect with us, find out more information. But we love to talk to people because we like to chat with them and get to know them more and build relationships. That's what we pride ourselves on. It's a relationship. Although it's a service, it's a long-lasting relationship with us and our authors, because we offer post support, post publishing support. So you can do that there. You can find me on social media, Brenda Dempsey, on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Very good. So I will post some of those links in the comments and in the notes from the show. Thank you so much for being with me today, Brenda. Very much appreciated it. Wonderful insights into the book world, into the publishing world. It's probably a better way to put that. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have questions about how to do pricing in your business, you can head on over to thepricinglady.com and have a see what's going on over there. I'm Janine Liston, your hostess, and until next time, everyone, enjoy pricing.